Hi everyone, so this review is for A Question of Sincerity by Sabrina Blaum. If you want to check out my review, I have just posted that. So if you're on YouTube, there's a link in the description below, and if you're on my blog, there's a link in the post. And this is the video review, so A Question of Sincerity by Sabrina Blaum. Quite the drama, really quite the drama. Claudia discovers that her new boss is the wife of her lover, and Claudia just has this need to be honest. So it won't let her keep this from Elizabeth, and the revelation about Claudia and everything, it just turns Elizabeth's world upside down, and Claudia still being there then continues to have that effect. So it gets especially complicated when she realizes that they're kind of drawn to one another, and that they do actually share a connection that she doesn't want to lose, she doesn't want to miss out on. So this was lots of fun right from the start. As soon as it was revealed who Elizabeth was in relation to Claudia's discovery about her lover and everything, I just knew it was going to be this drama-filled chaos, and it was going to be brilliant. And then I actually expected more tension and complete hysterics from Elizabeth, but she continued to surprise me, because initially the way she reacted to Claudia's honesty was how you'd expect anyone to react to it, and then I just had this feeling though that somehow that wouldn't be them done, like that wouldn't be the end of this, and then Claudia would somehow turn up in her life again, and I wasn't quite sure how that was going to happen. So then when she came back into her life, yeah, it was in the most unexpected way, and so I really enjoyed like the pleasantly being surprised throughout the whole story, mostly by how Elizabeth was taking everything, and then Claudia was just, she was so cute. Her honesty really drove like her kind spirit and everything, and you could tell she really was a good person, and she realized that she'd been duped as well. She was just as much had, you know, her lover hadn't told her and been honest with her, so how could she make a conscious choice? And then she felt like her conscience had been compromised because of that. It was killing her that she'd found out that she'd been having a fling with someone who was married, and then Elizabeth, being the other woman involved, just really was just that's just was like the turning point of her becoming a really worried mess, because she knew the other person involved as well, and it had complications for her. And you know, there was her job at stake in telling the truth. She didn't have to, and therefore that showed real strength in her character. She was willing to put honesty above anything else, because she couldn't live with herself really if she didn't, and she was tested the whole way throughout, and it really shone through the choice she made to be honest, and how good a character she was. And it was that moment that really cemented the friendship fizzling away between them. I think Elizabeth had really appreciated Claudia's honesty, and therefore she'd also seen what we could all see in her as the character, that she was a good person, and that she'd been equally as caught up in this, and that she wasn't really to blame. So a mutual understanding that they'd both been wronged, that gave you know, that gave them a way to connect, and then time gave them a nice sort of slow burn romance throughout. So I really enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun reading it, and I really hope you will too. I'll pop a link in the description so you can get a copy of A Question of Sincerity by Sabrina Blaum, which I hope you will. If you've read A Question of Sincerity, would love to know what you thought of it, so please do share and let us know. And if you haven't read it yet but you're planning to read it, it's on your to be read list, or you're now super excited and thinking, yeah, I want to read that, then again, please do let us know, because it's always great to find out what you're interested in reading. If you do read it, really hope you enjoy it. Bye!